Hmm. Mhm. 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 Okay.
Okie.
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 Okie and welcome.
We acknowledge that we're gathered on the lands of the Blackfoot people of the Canadian Plains.
We pay respect to the Blackfoot people's past,
Present.
and future.
We
We recognize the thousands of Indigenous peoples,
From many diverse nations,
Call after home.
including members of the Blackfoot Confederacy,
the six gates of the people.
Akana.
Siksika.
I'm Scoppy people.
as well as other First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples.
We respect Indigenous people's cultural heritage,
Beliefs
Truth
and relationship to the land.
that stretches back in time.
We will not blink at history.
We will not blink at history.
And we will learn from it.
Okie is an invitation.
A step forward.
in Blackfoot, Oki means hello.
Oki means hello.
Hello.
Okie.
Okay.
Okie.
Okay, and welcome to the lands of the Blackfoot people.
Okay, and welcome to the Accapelist Singing Therapy Show. I'm a Napaquan from Sikokatoki, and I'm trying to sing some songs that you might say, oh, that's so copy. Ix so copy. Good to see you here tonight. Thank you for joining me. I did a little singing when I was out today, out in the neighborhood, went to the NMAC Center, heard some lovely speakers, sang a little bit of this song. If you got a problem, I don't care what it is. If you need a hand, I can assure you this. I can help. I got two strong arms. I could help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. It's the fact that people get lonely ain't nothing new. But a woman like you, baby, should never have the blues. I can help. I got two strong arms. I can help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. Every night you're always a part of my dreams, holding me tight and telling me everything I want to hear. Don't forget me, baby. All you got to do is call. You know how I feel about you. If I can do anything at all, let me help. If your child needs a daddy, I can help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. And what shot do make good to do you good. Let me help. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever with your kisses, fever when you hold me tight. A fever in the morning, a fever all through the night. Sunlight's of the daytime, moonlight's of the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna trade you right. You give me fever with your kisses, fever when you hold me tight. A fever in the morning, a fever all through the night. Fever isn't such a new thing. A fever started long ago. Romeo loved Juliet. Juliet, she felt the same. When he put his arms around her, he said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. Thou giveth fever when we kisseth, a fever with thy flame in youth. A fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. A fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. when her daddy tried to kill him. She said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare. He gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. A fever in the morning, a fever all through the night. A fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Busted flat and bound road, waiting for the train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumped the diesel down just before it rained. Rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. With them windshield wipers slapping time, I was holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song that driver knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. Well, that's only Bobby left me. Oh, yeah. I said feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang the blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my Bobby McGee. From the Kentucky coal mine to the California sun. Yeah, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul through all kinds of weather, through everything we done. Yeah, Bobby, baby, kept me from the cold. One night near Salinas, Lord, oh, I let them slip away. He's looking for that home, and I hope he finds it. But I trade on my tomorrows for one single yesterday to be holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. Well, that's all that Bobby left me. Oh, yeah. I said, feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang the blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my Bobby McGee. I said, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my Bobby McGee. Way back in the woods along the evergreens, there lived a log cabin made of earth or wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good. He never ever learned to read or write so well, while he could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny Be Good. He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack and sit beneath the trees by the railroad track. Engineers see him sitting in the shade, strung into the rhythm that the drivers made. People passing by would stop and say, oh my, but that little country boy would play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny Be Good. Go, Johnny, go, go, Johnny Be Good. Well, his mama told him someday he will be a man, and he will be the leader of a big old band of people coming from miles around to hear him play his guitar when the sun went down. And maybe one day his name will be in lights, singing Johnny Be Good tonight. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny Be Good. There's a fire burning bright at our house tonight. Slow music playing and soft candlelight. On her lips I keep tasting warm red wine. I'm there in her arms, but it's all in my mind. Snow is piled high on the highway tonight. I'm a ship lost at sea, on this ocean of white. 18 wheels anchored somewhere out of Dover. I wish I could hold her instead of hugging this old cold shoulder. God, I wish I could hold her instead of hugging this old cold shoulder. Well, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's got to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. We were out on a date in my daddy's car. We hadn't driven very far. There on the road, straight ahead, a car was stalled. The engine was dead. I couldn't stop, so I swerved to the right. Never forget the sounds at night, the crying tires, the busting glass, the painful scream that I heard last. Well, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's got to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. So I can see my baby when I leave this world. Well, when I woke up, the rain was pouring down. There were people standing all around. Something warm running in my eyes. But I found my baby somehow that night. I raised her head and then she smiled and said, "Hold me, darling, for a little while." I held her close, I kissed her all last kiss. I found a love that I knew I would miss. But now she's gone, even though I hold her tight. I lost my love, my life that night. Well, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's got to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. So I can see my baby when I leave this world. Some say love, it is a river. Some say love, it is a razor. I'm looking it up. It's too pretty to make up words for it. All right, where were we? Oh, let's do this one first. Let's do this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Imagine all no hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. I can't. Oh, jumped ahead a little bit. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say, hey, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Mm-mm. I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna grow and blow till I'm so blue, pure, perfect. Gonna put a smile on everybody's face. I'm gonna kneel and pray every day, lest I should become vain along the way. Hey, I'm just an old chunk of coal, not Lord, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I said, I'm just an old chunk of coal, my Lord, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. Oh, let's do this. When John Henry was a little bitty boy, sitting on his mama's knee, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel. Said, this hammer's gonna be the death of me. Oh, Lord, this hammer's gonna be the death of me. When John Henry was a little bitty baby, no bigger than the palm of your hand, his mama looked down at Johnny and said, my John's gonna be a steel driving man. Oh, yes, my John's gonna be a steel driving man. Oh, my John's gonna be a steel driving man. Oh, Lord, my John's gonna be a steel driving man. John Henry was a steel driving man, drove steel all over the land. Before I let that steam hammer get me down, I die with this hammer in my hand. Oh, Lord, die with this hammer in my land. I said, I die with this hammer in my hand. Oh, Lord, die with this hammer in my hand. John Henry went to the tunnel to drive a steam hammer by his side. He beat that steam hammer to the top of the hill, laid down his hammer and he cried, oh, Lord, laid down his hammer and he cried. The captain said to John Henry, I believe that mountain's caving in. John Henry just laughed and laughed. That ain't nothing but my hammer sucking wind. That ain't nothing but my hammer sucking wind. Oh, Lord, nothing but my hammer sucking wind. John Henry had a loving little wife. Her name was Polly, and Johnny got sick and had to go to bed. Polly drove steel like a man, oh Lord. And Polly drove steel like a man. And Polly drove steel like a man, yes, sir. And Polly drove steel like a man. They buried John Henry in the graveyard. They laid him down in the sand. Every time a freight train goes a puffing on by, they say, there lies a steel driving man, oh Lord. There lies a steel driving man. I said, there lies a steel driving man, yes, sir. There drives a steel driving man. John Henry. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. You know he was a good friend of mine. I never understood the singer what he said, but I helped him drink his wine. He always had mighty fine wine, singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Now, if I were the king of the world, Lord, I tell you what I'd do. I'd throw away the cars and the bars and the walls and make sweet love to you. Hallelujah. Now, joy to the world. All the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. You know I love the ladies. Oh, I love to have my fun. I'm a high life flyer and a rainbow rider, a straight shooting son of a gun. I said now, a straight shooting son of a gun. Joy to the world. All the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to you and me. Joy. Joy to you and me. All righty. How's about what would be good? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's do this. Old school gospel music. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. I said, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Oh, who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. You know, God walked down in the cool of the day, called Adam by his name. But he returned, refused to answer because he was naked and ashamed. Tell me, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Oh, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Lord, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seals. Wrote the book of the seven seals. You know, Christ had 12 apostles, and 3 he led away. He said, watch with me 1 hour till I go yonder and pray. Tell me, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Yeah, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Oh, who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Wrote the book of the seven seals. Christ came on Easter morning. Mary and Martha came down to see. He said, go tell my disciples I'll meet them in Galilee. Tell me, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Lord, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Tell me, who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seals. Tell me, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Lord, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Oh, who's that writing? John the Revelator. He wrote the book of the seven seals. Your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire. Lord, I'll be at your side forevermore. You're that one in a million. Yeah, that 1 in a million, girl. And when I wrap my loving arms around you, you can stand up and face the world. I said your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire. Lord, I be at your side forevermore. I said, I be at your side forevermore. Now, once I was downhearted. Disappointment was my closest friend. But then you came and it soon departed. And you know, he never showed his face again. I said, never showed his face again. Your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire. Lord, I be at your side forevermore. I said I be at your side forevermore. You're that one in a million. Lord, that one in a million, girl. And when you wrap my loving arms around you, oh, I can stand up and face the world. I said, your love keeps lifting me higher. Mm-hmm. Boom. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Let me just start that again. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer. Let it be. Somewhere there's a mother. Oh, she's a crying for her boy. Boy is an airborne ranger with orders to deploy. Don't you cry, mama. I didn't want your sympathy. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that you can be. Somewhere there's a father. Oh, he's a crying for his son. Son is an airborne ranger with a war to be done, with a war to be won. Don't you cry, daddy. He didn't want your sympathy. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that he can be. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that he can be. Somewhere there's a sister. Oh, she's a crying for her bro. Bro is an airborne ranger, and that's the only way to go. Don't you cry, sis. He didn't want your sympathy. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that you can be. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that you can be. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best he can be. Somewhere there's a daughter. Oh, she's a crying for her dad. Dad was an airborne ranger, but now he's just a folded flag. Don't you cry, daughter. He didn't want your sympathy. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best that you can be. He's an airborne ranger, and that's the best you can be. Mm-mm. Whenever I chance to meet some old friends on the street, they wonder, how does a man get to be this way? I've always got a smiling face anytime and any place. And every time they ask me why, I just smile and say, you've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Well, people may try to guess the secret of my happiness, but some of them never learn. It's a simple thing. The secret I'm speaking of is a woman and a man in love. And the answer is in this song I always sing. You've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home. Little bit by the amazing Mavis Staples. This life surrounds you. Guns are loaded. This kind of tension, hard not to notice. Do what you're told. Gonna keep your eyes wide on this long, narrow road. Little bit too high, little bit too low. Get a little bit out of line. My baby won't make it home. Poor kid, they caught him without his license. That ain't why they shot him. They said he was fighting. So that's what we're told. But we all know that ain't how the story goes. Little bit too bold, little bit too loud, little about line. Now my baby won't make it home. Whole life surrounds you, hard not to notice. And pay attention to the path before us. Little bit too high, little bit too low, little bit out of line. My baby won't make it home. You feel surrounded. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you're confounded. What is there to do? Little bit from you, little bit from me. Simple as it gets. We set each other free. Little bit from you, little bit from me, simple as it gets. We set each other free. Little bit from you, little bit from me, simple as it gets. We set each other free. Little bit. Oh my goodness. And how about another little bit? This one by Alan Jackson. How about him? Have a little love on a little honeymoon. You got a little dish and you got a little spoon. A little bitty house and a little bitty yard. Little bitty dog and a little bitty car. Well, it's all right to be a little bitty, a little hometown on a big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Life goes on for a little bitty while. A little bitty baby in a little bitty gown. I'll go up in a little bitty town. A big yellow bus and a little bitty bugs. It all started with a little bitty lug. Well, it's all right to be little bitty, a little hometown on big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Hee-yah! Then he say something like that, Alan Jackson. Woo! Hee-yah! I don't know. You know you got a job at a little bitty check, a six-pack of beer and a television set. Little belly world goes around and round. Little bit of silence and a little bit of sound. A good old boy and a pretty little girl start all over in a little bitty world. Little bitty plan and a little bitty dream. It's all sport, it's all part of a little bitty scheme. Well, it's all right to be a little bitty, little hometown on big old city. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. Might as well share, might as well smile. Life goes on for a little bitty while. I got a little change in my pocket, go a jank-a-lang-a-lang. Call you on the telephone, baby, give you a ring. But each time we talk, I got the same old thing. Ain't no hugging, no kissing till I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Baby, 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 why do you treat me this way? You know I'm still your lover boy. I still feel the same way. And that's when she stole me. That's when she told me the story about free milk and a cow. Said no hugging, no kissing till I get a wedding vow. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. See, I wanted her real bad and I was about to give in. But that's when she started talking about true love, started talking about sin. And I said, honey, I'll live with you for the rest of my life. She said, no hugging, no kissing till you make me your wife. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. How about this? Oh, let's do this. This will be fun. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you'll get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with ease. It's easier than learning your ABCs. So come on and do the locomotion with me. You got to swing your hips now. Come on, jump up jump back. Well, now I think you got the knack. Oh, now that you can do it, well, let's make a change now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion, a chug a motion like a railroad train now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion, do it nice and easy now, and don't lose control. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of soul. So come on and do the locomotion with me. So come on and do the locomotion with me. So come on and do the locomotion with me. Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah. Let's do this song, Lucille. It's by Fred Eaglesmith. It's a lovely story about a young man who dated an older woman and then he reunites with her to give her some special memories. Lucille was a woman and I was a boy, and it was obvious that she wanted more than a man her age could give her, and that was me. I was wild as a summer squall, blowing through town, no direction at all. I was wilder than even she could believe. I had a Cobra Jet 428 in a 65 Ford, and it ran great. Take it on out where the gravel turns to road. Take it on up to 110. Tires screaming in and out of the bands, and Lucille hanging on just as tight as she could. And it was crazy. But it sure was good. And it was crazy. And it sure was good. Well, Lucille was 50 and I was 19, and you know it never bothered me. Not even when they called out in the bar. I'd get tough and bust some heads. Lucille would laugh when the cops got there. We'd sneak out the back and take off in my car. I had a Cobra Jet 428 in a 65 Ford, and it ran great. Take it on out where the gravel turns to road. Take it on up to 110. Tires screaming in and out of the bends, and Lucille hanging on just as tight as she could. And it was crazy, and it sure was good. Well, last week I turned 45. Well, I woke up and out in the drive. My wife had fixed that old car up for me. When she got it back, it was as good as new. I started it up and I took on down that highway. I drove on up to Randolph Heights. There's our own folks home there past the lights, and Lucille sitting out there in the shade. I wheeled her around to the passenger door. I picked her up and put her in that car, and we took off like a dust-blown hurricane. And that Cobra Jet 428 and that 65 Ford way it ran great. Took it on out where the travel turns to road. I took it on up to 110. Tires screaming in and out of the bends, and Lucille hanging on just as tight as she could. And it was crazy, but it sure was good. And it was crazy, but it sure was good. Oh, a nice song by Travis Tritt. Let's try this one. I haven't sang this for like 6 months. My baby knows me better than I do. Funny how a woman has that over a man. I can do anything with her here beside me. Leaning on her is where I make my stand. Where would we be without the love of a woman? Standing beside her man even when he's wrong. The true, pure, undying love of a woman makes man the fool to think he can make it alone. makes a man a fool to think he can make it alone. My daddy was a wild one when he was younger. Everybody told my mama he'd be hard to tame. Full of himself, he said, "Sir, to nobody." But you ought to see him coming rutted when mama calls his name. Where would we be without the love of a woman standing beside her man even when he's wrong? A true, pure, undying love of a woman makes a man a fool to think he can make it alone. Man goes crazy trying to catch his feelings. Too much pride, or maybe the words come out wrong. But that's okay, 'cause he's still her hero. Steady as a rock, her love keeps rolling along. Make Steady as a rock makes her love rolling along. Where would we be without the love of a woman? Oh my goodness, I haven't sang this song for a year. I took my troubles down to Madame Rowe. You know that gypsy with the gold cap tune. She's got a pad down on 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. I told her that I was a flop with checks. Been that way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said, "What you need is love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, "I'm gonna mix it right up here in the sink." It smelled like turpentine. It looked like Indian ink. I held my nose. I closed my eyes. I took a drink. I didn't know if it was day or night. I started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed a cop down on 34th and Vine, it broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. All right. I think I am sated. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. I hope that you've had yourself an amazing day, and tomorrow will be incredible. Get a Matson to my indigenous brothers and sisters. See ya.